Welcome to day 2. Today is about fear, and you might be feeling like, why did I get myself into this? I want to eat what I was eating before. And the truth of the matter is that when you feel uncomfortable on a cleanse like this or any type of transition, you're really pushing into your growth edges, and this is the place that you can really transform your life and make the changes that you need to make. So lean into the discomfort, and we're excited to share this class with you today. Have an amazing second day, and we'll see you in class.
Hi, welcome to day 2. I hope you have all your things. You need a blanket, a chair, a bolster, a belt, and a mat today. So, I would like to start with simple cross legs. Supporting your head, you need a blanket. Place the blanket folded so you sit on it, so you're up on a little height. And cross your legs so your heels are directly under your knees. Then pull the chair into your legs. Cross your arms over the chair seat and rest your forehead on your forearms. Now, when you're cleansing, it's not uncommon for you to have reactions to the cleansing, and that could take on many different forms. This pose is particularly beneficial if you're experiencing a headache. So it's important to know where you can go to support yourself through this process of detoxification. And as you're cleansing the toxins out of your body, sometimes there are these reactions where you might feel it in your abdomen, you might feel it in your belly, you might feel it in your head, you might get achy in your muscles. So we're asking you to soften yourself here, to be quiet, to relax your jaw, to relax your neck, to soften your pelvis, to release your belly, to be as quiet as you possibly can be, to actively look for tension and to release it. So, at this point, I'd like you to come up very slowly, switch your cross legs, and go back down. Exactly the same way you did before. You make sure your feet are underneath your knees and you rest your forehead on your forearms. Relax your belly. Relax your neck. Soften your jaw, your lips, your tongue. Soften the tissue around your temple skin, around your forehead, around your ears. Release your entire scalp. We're asking you to consciously soften everywhere. To look for tension in your body and to release it, to let go. This is what we call the settling. We're asking you to find a position. Now this position is pretty comfortable for most people, but if it is uncomfortable for you, we're asking you to seek comfort. And if it's comfortable already, just bask in that comfort. Enjoy the comfort. See what you could do to increase the comfort, to cultivating the comfort, because it's through cultivating comfort that you generate contentment and you find contentment in your life. So you stay soft in your upper body, releasing your legs as much as you possibly can. So very slowly, come on up. And now we're going to do a pose called downward facing dog. And we're going to do it with head support. So move the chair out of your way. And get what you need to support your head. We're going to ask you to tri-fold the blanket and then fold it into itself. From there, you come on all fours. You place the crown of your head on the blankets and you stretch your arms forward. You stretch your legs back. So the arms are extended out in front of you. You straighten your elbows entirely. The legs are extended out behind you. You press your knees back and your heels down. So it's the arms and the legs working opposed to each other that elongate the spine. And what you're doing with your head is also very important. This also can support headaches. You're placing the crown of your head on the floor with support. Now, if you need a block underneath that blanket, or 2 blocks underneath the blanket, a stack of books, whatever height you need to get your head firmly supported, you use. And you firmly support your head with a blanket on top of whatever else you need to build that height up. Now, with your legs extending backward and your arms extending forward, your spine elongates. You're placing your head on the very crown, which puts pressure on the cranial fissures in your skull, which definitely affects the endocrine system. You have your pineal gland, your pituitary gland, and your thyroid, the 3 master glands of the endocrine system that you're working with in this posture. Now, if you need to come down at any time, you're invited to come in to pose of a child. But if you could stay there for a little bit longer, please do. Keep reaching your arms, keep reaching your legs. Your arms reach forward, your legs reach back. And now, take a deep inhalation, stretch your arms one last time, and exhale, bend your knees and come into Balasana, or pose of a child. Your big toes touch, your heels are slightly separated, your knees are directly under your shoulders, and you take your arms back with your forehead supported on the floor, and you rest your arms completely. You rest your legs completely. Rest your belly completely. Soften yourself everywhere. Let loose. Let go. Again, seek comfort. Downward dog held for a few minutes like that can be quite challenging. You might find that your breath is exaggerated. At this point, focus on your breath and see if you could elongate and relax your breath. Soften everywhere. Your lips are touching, but they're very lightly touching. Your teeth are not touching. Your teeth are separate. The top teeth and the bottom teeth have space between them, but the lips are closed so that the mouth is sealed, and you breathe through your nose in a normal, even way. Soften there. Relax your belly. Let yourself rest. Giving yourself permission to rest during a cleanse is very important. Resting between the chores in your day and resting between postures in a yoga practice is very important. You want to be able to return to your baseline, to a place that's relaxed and released, soft and easy. Now, from here, bring your hands forward and place them underneath your shoulders and very slowly press yourself up. Now we're going to move into a pose we call Prasarita Padottanasana, wide angle foot posture. To come into the pose, you separate your feet 3 to 4 feet apart depending on your height. You parallel your feet so they point straight ahead. Place your hands on your hips. Now here, you're going to support your head, so place whatever it is that you need in front of you to support your head. It's about the same height as you used for downward dog. Now, with your hands on your hips, take a deep inhalation, look up, lean back, press your knees back, lift your chest any amount, and then exhale, bend forward, and bring your head down to the support. From here, you're going to take your hands and start walking them forward. Reach your arms any amount, and you can have your hands as wide as you'd like to start with. It should be comfortable for you. Your head is firm on whatever support you're using. Your knees are strong and lifted. Once you get comfortable in this position, you could start walking your hands toward each other, but go slowly here. You don't want to walk the hands so fast that your elbows bend. You keep the elbows extended and you walk your hands closer together as you get permission from your shoulders. You don't want to rush anything in yoga. You want to be sensitive to the invitation. The invitation comes when you're completely comfortable in the posture. So you focalize on your breath and you stay soft and easy. Keep reaching your arms. Keep your legs strong. Keep pressing on the big toe bone mound. Keep the weight even through your feet, not just on the inner heel, but the outer heel as well. Yes. And keep reaching your arms forward and your sitting bones back. Keep extending yourself. What we do in yoga is we keep reaching for the pose in our mind, and we use our body to connect the dots of the pose. Here the dots are the base of the index finger. You press the base of the index finger strong. From there you reach the arms forward. Your sitting bones reach backward. So these two actions connect the dots between the hands and the sitting bones and extend the line between those 2 points, which is mainly your spine and your shoulders. The other dots that are important are from your feet to your sitting bones. So you're reaching this pyramid in all 4 directions. And it is a pyramid. Your 2 hands and your 2 feet create the 4 corners, and your sitting bones are the apex of these four corners. And you're reaching up with the apex, down with the foundation, extending these dots and connecting these dots with action in between. So from here, very slowly take your hands back so they're right underneath your shoulders. Exhale all the air, squeeze your elbows. Inhale, straighten your arms and look up. Exhale, take your hands to your waist. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, crab crawl your feet together, heel toe, and come into Tadasana, mountain pose. Stand tall. Lift your chest any amount. Keep your gaze straight forward. Your legs are strong. You try to balance right in the center of your feet. You keep your knees strong. You keep your arms reaching down. Your shoulders chase your hands down. Your spine gets long and you get taller and taller from your heels to the crown of your head. Good. From here, we're going to do Supta Virasana with a bolster. So, grab your bolster, place it on your sticky mat. Take a blanket, fold it for a pillow for your head. Sit in front of the bolster with your feet pointing straight back and your heels pointing straight up. Now make sure there's a little space between the bolster and your buttocks. Arc your chest and lie back. Take the blanket, pull it into your shoulders so your neck is supported. Take your arms and point them straight up. Now, if this pose bothers your knee in any way, you can do Supta Baddha Konasana, the pose that we taught in yesterday's class. And we will do that throughout this workshop, where if a pose is too advanced for you, we'll have an alternative that we'll usually cover the day before. So Supta Baddha Konasana, that's with your feet together and your knees apart, is the pose that you can do if there's any pain in your knees or your ankles in this posture. Even if there's pain in your lower back in this posture, you could try, and there's no pain in your knees or your ankles, you could try to put your hands on your heels. Press your heels and lift your chest. And that should alleviate the pain that's in your lower back. From there, you could return to your palms pointing straight up and relaxing. If that pain in your lower back comes back, just repeat that little movement where you put your hands on your heels, lift your chest. It should alleviate your lower back pain. If you're comfortable here, let go, let loose, relax as much as possible. Soften in your jaw, your tongue, your lips, your cheeks. Soften your eyebrows, your temple skin. Allow yourself to soften in your head so much that you can actually feel gravity pulling on the skin as you release and relax. And you could feel the settling take place. You could feel your body softening. You could feel your body becoming heavier and heavier on the support of the bolster and the floor. Let go. Let loose. And whether you're in Supta Baddha Konasana or Supta Virasana, these are both very releasing poses that have a lot to do with the abdomen and the pelvis. They're both extremely therapeutic for the reproductive system as well as the digestive system. These two poses, Supta Baddha Konasana and Supta Virasana, are two poses that we recommend incorporating into the lifestyle that we promote with Purium. The Purium process is not just a cleanse, but it's actually a way of life. It's a lifestyle. It's eating healthy. It's eating clean. It's thinking healthy, and it's thinking clean. We are made up of our body, our mind, and our psychology, our emotional capacity. And as we keep our body clean with our diet, we keep our mind clean with our thoughts, and we keep our heart clean with our emotions. All three are extremely important in cultivating a healthy lifestyle. And that's what we're here promoting in this cleanse, in this 10-day transformation. We're promoting a healthy lifestyle so that you can be the blessing that you've been meant to be as you've come into this planet, manifesting all the love and the light that you're here to manifest. In order to do that, you need to nurture yourself. To nurture yourself, you need to take care of yourself. So many of us get caught up with taking care of our responsibilities, which can include our job, our children, our homes. But we always end up being the last thing on the care list, ourselves. And we need to learn how to take care of ourselves in a clearer way, because it's only as we take care of ourselves that we can truly take care of others in a loving, compassionate, consistent way. Because if we don't take care of ourselves, we burn out. And if we burn out, we can't take care of anybody else. So take this time to really nurture yourself and reset the baseline of your nutrition, of your thoughts, and your emotions. So now, to come out of this, I'm going to ask you to take your hands and place them underneath your lower back. From there, I'm going to ask you to press your elbows down to lift your chest, leaving your head behind. Push your hands and come up to a seated position. Just stay here in a neutral way for a moment. Now, very slowly, lean forward. Place your hands on the floor. Lean forward even more and curl your toes under. Straighten your legs to Uttanasana. Grab that bolster that's behind you. Place your hands on the bolster and extend your spine. So your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Your shoulders move down toward your hips. Your knees move up toward your hips. Your neck is extended long and you're looking at the floor. Tighten your knees as much as you can. Keep your arms straight and extend your spine. Open your chest any amount. See if you can lean forward enough so you feel the stretch in the lower leg, not just in the upper leg, but in the lower leg. Now, Uttanasana relieves any kind of congestion that you might have felt from Supta Virasana in the back of the knee. It opens the back of the knee after you close the back of the knee. And this is a process that we follow in yoga in our muscles as well as our organs, where we're soaking an area with blood because we open it, or we're squeezing an area void of blood because we close it. And this is a process that we call the soaking and squeezing of the body parts to alleviate congestion. We're basically cleansing our muscles and our organs with the fluid that's in them, which is blood, plasma, lymph, all the different components that we have in the fluid in our body. Now, from here, we're going to ask you to take your hands and place them on your waist. Exhale all the air, and then inhale as you come up. Exhale. Join your feet for Tadasana, the mountain pose. You stand tall. You stand erect. You might say that right here is another reset switch where you're establishing your center. Now we're going to do Ustrasana. It's called the Camel pose. So we're going to take a bolster, kneel on our knees, and place the bolster right in our ankles. From here, we place our hands on our waist. We exhale all the air and inhale, lift our chest, look back, and place our hands on the bolster with the fingers pointing back. And breathe. Now, this is a challenging pose. It is one of the simpler back bends in yoga, but it's a challenging back bend. So you're putting weight on your hands and you're putting weight on your feet. The pressure of your hands helps you push your feet down. As your feet go down, your pelvis goes forward and your chest comes up. From here, you place your hands on your waist. Inhale, come up. Exhale, sit down on the bolster and bring your arms forward. Stretch forward. Sit in a neutral position for a moment and regain your breath. Regain your composure. Now from here, we're going to do it again. So inhale, come up onto your knees. Exhale right there. Then inhale. Lift your chest. Drop your head back. Press your pelvis forward and place your hands on the bolster. You push your hands down to push the bolster into your ankles and press your feet any amount. It's the pressure of your feet that lift your chest and move your pelvis forward. Release your neck completely. Exhale all the air. Place your hands on your waist. Inhale, come up. Exhale, sit on the bolster once again. Stay in a neutral position. Just be in your center. Now from here, we're going to do a pose called Bhadrasana. So, you come off the bolster, and you take the bolster and put it on your sticky mat in line with your sticky mat. You're going to sit on your left sitting bone on the sticky mat, and your right sitting bone is on your left heel. Your right foot lays over your left ankle. Now from here, take your torso and turn and start to face the bolster. Now watch carefully before you do this. As Kristin goes down over the bolster, she lifts her chest, and watch her buttocks. Her buttocks goes with the chest. You lay your chest down on the bolster. You lay your head down on the bolster, letting your right ear rest on the bolster and your arms rest on the floor. Relax completely. Let go entirely. This is a very passive, supported twist that is so good for your abdominal muscles, so good for your abdominal organs. You get to soften and lengthen the spine here, being fully supported. Relax your face, your eyes, your tongue, your cheeks. Soften everywhere. Let loose completely. Let yourself rest. If there's any tension in your neck, you could take your hands, place them on the bolster, and place your forehead on your hands so that your neck isn't twisting. That can be a challenging position for your neck. If your neck isn't overworked, over-challenged, it's really nice to just rest it on the bolster and rest your arms on the floor. Stay soft. Let your belly go. Let yourself stay released. Now from here, press your arms into the floor to come on up. You take your bolster, place it on the other side, take your legs and move them to the other side. So you're sitting with your right sitting bone on the floor, your mat. Your left sitting bone is on your right heel. Your left foot rests over your right foot. Take your hands, push them on the bolster, and twist your torso so your chest faces the bolster, and lay yourself down on the bolster, letting your left sitting bone come with you. Don't try to hold it down. Turn your head and rest it on the bolster. You're trying to place the outer edge of your ear down on the bolster, not just your cheekbone. You can readjust as many times as you need to. Find a place of comfort and eventually be still. Just rest. Rest your arms on the floor, your head on the bolster. Soften yourself completely. Let loose in your belly. Let your legs go. Your pelvis, your chest. Allow yourself to be supported completely by the bolster. Soften everywhere. Let go completely. Remember, if your neck bothers you at all, you can place your hands on the bolster and rest your forehead on your hands, but you don't need to. You could stay just like this and rest your head on the bolster if your neck is comfortable. This changed the condition of my neck dramatically. After practicing this for 6 months, I found it much easier to turn my head to the side. This changed the range of motion in my neck. This simple, passive, soft pose. Bharad Vajrasana. Simple twist with a bolster. Now, please, very slowly, take your hands and place them underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up. And we're going to lie in Savasana with the bolster underneath our knees today. Place the bolster right underneath your knees. Lay down. Adjust your shoulders so they're underneath your back. When you're laying in Savasana, you always want to adjust your shoulders so that you're laying on your shoulder blades rather than your ribs. If you're laying on your shoulder blades, Savasana is a much more relaxing pose because you're not struggling to breathe. When you lay on your ribs, it restricts your breathing. When you lay on your shoulders, it facilitates your respiration. So make sure you're on your shoulder blades. Make sure your pelvis is comfortable. Your knees are supported, and let go everywhere. Let go completely. Allow the floor to support all of your weight. Relax and let loose everywhere. Actively search for tension. Actively search and invite your body to relax more. Soften. As you're actively looking for any amount of tension that might be found in your body, when you find it, take the time to let go, to let loose, to release, to soften. Soften your lips, your tongue, your cheeks. Soften your belly, your arms and your legs. Let go everywhere. Let go completely. So as you practice Savasana, Savasana is the corpse pose. And in yoga, in your practice, because you end with corpse pose every day, you have the ability to be reborn, to recreate your life on a daily basis. So Savasana is where you wipe your past out of your being, and you completely cleanse your body, your mind, and your heart, and let go of everything that came before this moment, so that you could start anew and create a fresh you, create the being that you know you came here to be, the blessing that you have to give to this earth and to the people that reside here. So now very slowly, take your hands and place them on your ribs, finding a place of peace. Just appreciate what you've just cultivated, just that energy, soft, relaxed, released. And acknowledge that you just gave yourself a lot. Just that half hour of practice, that care that you've given to yourself is so beneficial. So now please, bend both your knees one at a time and roll onto your right side. Rest there for a minute. Let your belly go. Now continue rolling in the direction you're facing. Let your head hang. Press yourself up with your arms. Find a simple seat and sit tall like a pyramid. Join your hands in front of your heart and press your sternum into your thumbs. Take a deep inhalation. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Thank you very much. You have done a great service to yourself for following this practice, and we'll see you tomorrow.